Good morning, afternoon, day, and night, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Low Potato Podcast. My name is Brandon, your host for this evening, and with me is my Windows XP user, Ivan.
Let's fucking go, best OS.
And Mac OS user, Axel.
Yep.
Just yep.
Yep.
Well, like I said, welcome back, everyone. How's everyone's week going?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Glitchy, but otherwise normal, sort of.
Do you want to tell the users why?
Because I am now a Linux user. Crazy.
Hey. Segue into the first topic already. Let's go.
Yeah.
Jump right into this bitch.
So explain your process.
Oh, explain me? Okay.
Yeah. Why'd you get on Linux?
So Windows was being a little shithead for a little too long. I've been trying to update. It was like a Windows Defender, I think, update. Trying to do that, and it was just a pain in the ass to try to update it. And I was like, fuck it. I'm not gonna deal with this anymore. And also, like, my games were crashing like a lot more than often. They were just like constantly crashing. So I was assuming it was just a Windows update. So I was like, okay, I'll just go update Windows. And then I couldn't update it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna finally go over to Linux, because this has been a thing brewing for like a long time now. Like,
yeah, I was about to say, because like this isn't a thing of like, oh, Windows is bad, I'm just gonna go to Linux. Like, you actually said it like a while ago to me. Because it was like Windows 10 is losing its support in like the end of 2025, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you saying that you'll probably try to switch to Linux by then.
Yeah, and
you didn't want to do Windows 11.
Another big reason was the reason why I didn't switch over sooner was because of the gaming aspect. I play a lot of video games, and back then a lot of them weren't really Linux supported. So I was worried that most of my games that I would want to play wouldn't be able to be run through Linux, but that has changed, and it is very, very good. So other than like a couple of hiccups I'm still running into, starting out in Linux, it's been okay.
Little did they know we were having fucking issues last fucking Sunday with this, because we decided to switch on our recording day. Completely throws off the entire fucking day, because he immediately started having issues with Linux.
Yeah.
And his mic and his everything literally just became like a whole shitstorm.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Just I've said this many times before. Hi, I'm Ivan. I'm a Linux user.
Ivan.
Been running it full time for 4 years now. Like fully, I haven't touched Windows in 4 years. And I'm extremely happy by this, because another Linux user, because fuck Windows.
Yeah, fuck them. Jesus.
Fucking spyware, that is, bloatware. But I wanted to push him into this direction, because my topic that I had here was the Linux. This is the year of the Linux. Like, it's growing so fucking fast. Like, I mean, compared to Windows, it's
70% of people who use computers use Windows. So.
Basically, and like, I forgot what website we use. It's to look up the market share of each OS. Windows is like 80% or more, or something like that. Mac is like, what? I want to say 5-10%, something like that. And then Linux, it's been hovering around like 2% for a long time. And the beginning of 2023, it reached 3%. And then like 6 months later, it reached 4%. I think it's over 4 now. And like in less than a year, that's a huge fucking change.
Yeah.
Like, and just saying, okay, this is Linux desktop. Linux is the like vast majority of all servers in the world. Basically, almost 100% of all servers in the world use Linux. So it's not like no one's using Linux. It's just this is specifically desktop Linux, which I agree is very okay. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not
user friendly.
Where it's not where I want it yet for the mainstream people to come along. Because like Axel said, fucking when we moved him over, we experienced a bunch of problems. Like, a lot of the distros, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, a lot of the times the drivers aren't pre-installed on the OS, unless you use like Pop OS, but that turned into a shitstorm. What was it? Your audio interface, which by the way, Axel, first episode with your new mic, yeah,
new mic. They probably won't be able to tell the difference, but I appreciate having a new mic that isn't constantly having static in my ears because it's really fucking old. Yeah,
now you have the audio interface and an XLR mic and shit. But originally you had, what was it, the Scarlett Focusrite Solo, the Gen 4.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this. I thought any audio interface just worked right out of the box, but not the Focusrite Scarlett. I mean, we could hear Axel, but like we can also hear ourselves.
It's basically like playing Xbox Live with your dollar store Walmart headset.
Yeah.
No,
you
it's
heard
like
the
having
reverber.
your Connect. So it's like using your Connect mic so you hear the fucking TV also.
Yeah,
and everything.
I don't know why. I thought it would just work, but I guess not. But yeah, some things just don't work on Linux like that on Windows.
Yeah, because that was a nice audio interface too, and I liked it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, but we changed that, so your audio is fine now. Yeah, it's fixed.
Yeah,
we fixed the other stuff, his graphics and all that shit. So, how's it been now that you have a mostly working OS?
It's fine. I'm still having some hiccups. Like whenever I open any game, there's like some massive like stutters. Like the computer like starts stuttering. I don't know why. But then like when the game program fully runs, then it's fine. And that's like super confusing because that never happened on Windows. So
that's expected, to be honest.
Or maybe Windows was just that laggy all the time. You just never noticed until now.
Who knows? But yeah. Pretty cool.
Fucking Linux, dude. I love it. I mean, hopefully you'll stick with it, but I guess we'll see how long you can stick by it. But I mean, you said that you kind of want to like go for this all the way. Like,
what do you
have
mean
no
by that?
intentions, no intentions of going back to like Windows 11 or something like that. I mean, like, even when you upgrade.
What reasons do I have to go back to Windows other than maybe convenience for my games that will work now? Like, maybe streaming ever, if in the future I ever want to stream, but like you've streamed before on Linux and you've done it completely fine. So like there's like very minimal reasons. I mean, maybe for VTubing programs that aren't Linux compatible, but there probably is a solution for somewhere deep in the nerd sphere in Reddit or whatever.
Or they'll eventually come one too. I think it'll eventually come out as fully supported as well.
Yeah,
that takes time.
Yeah, because I literally checked the VTube Studio and they say they are trying to make Linux native for their system. So then you don't have to do all these loops and jumps to get it to work. Because VTube Studio, it took a minute for us to get this to work. And even now, the tracking isn't super, super amazing because it's using like some different tracking software that isn't theirs. So it's like it's a bit weird. Or was it? It wasn't even the tracking software. It was like just to get the camera to work.
Yeah, but then again, like Linux is very hands-on. Like if you already don't know what you're doing, you're gonna have a hard time to begin with. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and to be fair, I probably wouldn't have made the transition to Linux if it wasn't for Ivan's help. Because like that would be too much work for me to even do. I probably would.
Yeah, I can't imagine the stuff that I had to go like because I already know how to search up certain terms and look up which would be a good reliable form. But it's crazy.
At most, I know how to type inside the terminal but not really look up stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty much my extent on how to use the terminal.
Yeah.
And even then, you've a friend of ours and Ivan has set up like scripts for me to make it even easier on me to like update stuff and to start VTube Studio programs. So, like,
funny enough,
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with that, but yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast, but at one point Brandon also went full-time Linux for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not anymore.
I know. Well, technically, I'm half and half because I have Windows on my computer desktop, and then on my laptop, I have Pop OS.
Which one did you install it? Was it always on your laptop, or did you also have it on your desktop?
I had it on both.
Okay.
But then I kind of just got fed up with the whole gaming aspect and everything because there were a bunch of games I did want to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm having no issues because I actually keep my shit up to date and like know how to. So.
Yeah. Well,
but then again, like I don't think it was Axel's fault. I just think it was his. Compared to like my setup versus his, my setup's a lot newer in the sense of what I have. So a lot of my shit didn't need to get like readjusted just to fit Windows needs.
Well, for Axel, see, even someone who's very technical in like debugging OS stuff like me, like even I couldn't figure out the Windows stuff because it was weird with his partition. And like the official Microsoft support form thing didn't work.
Yeah, it was literally weird. For what the bug was for the update size was a lot larger than the OS had like available. So we needed like 250 megabytes worth of partition space for the new update, and like the max was 100 megabytes. Yeah. And when we tried to resize the partition to fit the 250 megabytes, it was like, no, you're not allowed to. I'm like, well, then how the fuck are we supposed to update if we can't even update the size?
Yeah, but the thing was, so you're trying to resize the boot OS as well, so which was already in progress.
This was only the system partition, which is different than the boot.
Mm-hmm.
It was, from the way I saw it, it was like all jumbled in together. So
yeah, it was whack. I mean, we might have been able to do it if we like booted into like. Funny enough, we could have booted into like Linux or whatever, and then edit the partition in there. On a separate drive, but I mean that's a lot of work just to have Windows start working like it should again.
It took them basically 5 hours to fail that day.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought Windows was supposed to be like more user friendly than that. I didn't even know that was possible for it to just brick itself like that.
I think it wasn't. It's not user friendly when you're using old stuff rather. Because like my shit's pretty old.
Then I know, but even then, the partition should have been the right size. That's not a hardware thing. That's a software partition thing.
Yeah.
So somewhere along the line, it just didn't like either update or upgrade that specific partition, or
it gave up on itself.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's not a hardware thing. I know that.
Yeah, I remember looking it up, like people who were like in the replies for the Microsoft, like the official thing, and they were like, "This is so stupid that we actually have to do this because you guys didn't test like the fucking update shit," and they were like super upset on this specific update as well. Like, I'm not even sure if that's even the fully up to date one. That's just the like transition step to like get to the fully updated ones.
Yeah. So Microsoft is being Linux's best mascot, best advertiser.
Yeah, so basically I was just being punished for not having a system being able to upgrade to Windows 11.
I mean, I don't know if that was it. It's something to do with the stupid
I literally think that was it.
It was just stupid.
Yeah, it was whack.
It was just a bunch of nonsense, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we can move on from Linux and go to our favorite section of Fuck Activision Blizzard.
Fuck that.
Activision
Holy Blizzard. Shit. They're garbage.
But fuck the company. But have any of y'all seen the shit about the new Season 10 stuff coming up?
Yes, sir.
I do not. I'm not up to date.
I have.
So for those who don't know, mainly Axel, with this upcoming new season, they're promising a lot of like positive changes and everything. So to begin with, there comes a new hero. I think it's a new tank, if I'm not mistaken. Or what? I think it's either a new tank or DPS. I can't remember.
Wait, is Maui not a tank?
Yeah, he's a tank.
No, he's a tank.
I just don't know if they're releasing another tank.
Wait, so I thought Maui was the new tank.
He came out 2 seasons ago.
Oh my god. See, this is how much I know about Overwatch. I thought Maui was the newest one.
He comes out every other season. Like a new hero comes out every other season.
Okay.
That's how they try to work it, at least.
All right, I understand now.
So with this next season coming up, normally with how Overwatch 2 was like for the past 9 seasons, if you wanted to unlock the new character, you either A, have to buy the battle pass and you automatically unlock them, or B, play through the free version of the battle pass up to I think level 55 or 50, one of the two, to unlock the new character. And for whatever reason, you have to have a new account. You don't have all the heroes unlocked, so you have to play the game to unlock the heroes slowly. So what they're doing for season 10, if you don't have all the characters unlocked, or like any character, they'll automatically unlock everyone for free, and you get the new hero for free. They're releasing a new game mode in a beta, which they'll release fully down the line. So we can play the new game mode, try out the kinks and like what can be fixed or improved upon, so they can update it later. They're reworking several maps like Havana, Circuit Royale. I think another one too, but I forget. And I think another thing that I personally like is that if you're someone who missed out on a season, but you wanted a certain mythic skin from the last couple battle passes, you have an opportunity to unlock / buy the skins in the shop now. So let's say if you wanted that Genji skin, the cool robot skin that you can customize, there you go. You have an opportunity to unlock them, or I think buy them. I don't know if they're doing just like a straight buy thing, or you can like do challenges. I don't know. I didn't look too far into it, but to say the least, this is like one of the better things that they've done within the past 9 seasons. I mean, granted, season 9 was a nice resurgence, but this is actually like I think it's gonna spark new light, to say the least.
Fuck yeah, no, I think the biggest change is that all the heroes are going to be free.
So wait, so is it from here on out, all of them will always be free now?
Yeah.
For here on out.
So you're telling me that what should have been done from the beginning is now only happening now in season 10?
Yep. Yeah. It's funny because in the comments of that YouTube video, a lot of people were like, it's slowly turning back into Overwatch 1.
Crazy.
For the better.
Yeah, for the better,
like, which is good. I'll give them props to that.
There was also like a small little patch update as well that decreased the health of like Sim Centuries. It unbuffed our Sombra back to her previous state, so she's not like OP anymore. So they're actually like listening to the community and everything in smaller ways now. So it's not a complete waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Did they have any leadership change?
Maybe it's the Microsoft thing.
It might be because Microsoft bought them, because like just out of nowhere they started making some good decisions.
Literally.
Thanks, Microsoft.
Like if you want someone who to go fully in depth in this, I think watch the Overwatch YouTuber / streamer Flats. He's like the guy like I always go to when I when he, either that or CarQ when they talk about like the new updates or things to come.
Yeah, I was about to say I watch CarQ for that.
Yeah, because Flats like understands like what, because he like does a lot of reactions to, like Overwatch TikTokers, and he basically tell them like, no, you're complete wrong, you're a shitter type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the meta, this is how it's gonna work, this is how it needs to work, versus like everything else.
I mean, so, he was a pro player, yeah.
I believe,
or ex pro player.
I don't know if he was that type of pro player. I know Super was a pro player, was a former pro player, just like not CarQ, but XQC.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Flats was an ex pro player.
I don't remember, but I think that would check out, to say the least.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see this thing come. I've been playing a lot more recently, especially in the comp scene.
Oh, same. Not so much in comp, but I have been playing a shit ton more of Overwatch too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just the satisfaction of comp now. It's just what sucks is that the communication isn't there like majority of the time, which sucks.
Yeah,
which was like the main thing you need. Like I was just telling Ivan before we started recording that I played 3 games within like the last like 24 hours in comp. I played one last night where we had the entire team was communicating. We were on top of things. We were going from the get go. And then the last 2 I played this morning before we started recording. First game, no communication whatsoever. We got our asses stomped. Stomped, I tell you. It was so bad that I as a support had more eliminations than both of our DPS.
That's crazy.
But then the second game I played today, it was the communication wasn't there entirely. I think half the team was in the chat, so I was just communicating with the other support and tank.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the shit done. So
yeah, those are the 2. What is it? 2 healers, 1 tank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if the tank and healers are in communications, at least at the bare minimum, that's at least the core of the team, right?
Yeah. I understand if you're in quick play and you don't want to talk to your teammates. That's completely that's what quick play is for. It's just to have a casual game. But with any kind of competitive game, to say the least, that's what competitive is. Like if you go to any pro scene, any team, they're not talking to each other. That's like the whole premise.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're trying to play to win. Like any other person is in that game.
Yeah,
but I just wish. Well, I guess that to put myself out there, I'm in the like mid-tier gold range as far as support, which I'm fine with. I've been lower and I've been higher, but it's like in that type of range, like I don't see why you wouldn't start doing communications, because like once you get into like that Grandmasters top 500, all these streamers I watch that play Overwatch, they're not communicating with each other. Even if it's like the smallest thing. Oh, so and so's over there. Oh, that person's can die. Can we try to get him?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand like what the thought process is join a competitive game, don't talk to your teammates, and then shit talk your teammates
when they suck.
Lose.
My team blows. Like
then again, I am guilty of doing that too. But then I tried like at the beginning of the game, I established that hey, hi guys, what's going on? Try to communicate with them,
Mm-hmm.
It's just the little things that kind of ticks me, just in general for like any type of like competitive game or just competitive game mode, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, I see. I think for that is like people requiring mics to even communicate in the first place. But I guess you could communicate through chat, but like voice would be much more like efficient, right? To talk. And I feel like not everyone having a mic would still sully the issue on that, because like, well, I mean they do have a good pinging system. Yeah, they do have a ping system. Yeah.
Well, I think it could be better, but
it's just it's great at what it does, but it can easily be improved upon with some subtle changes, like maybe like a bigger, like just like a slightly bigger like thing, like oh they're pinging it here. I feel like text chat can be bigger. I don't think you can like edit the size of text chat. I wish you could, just to make it just that much bigger, just in case someone's like, oh, so and so's over there, or someone pinged, someone's sleeping.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think like I said, I'm excited for season 10, like with everything that's happening too, with all these slow rolling changes that are coming up. Like they're finally listening to us now.
Okay. I want to keep talking about Overwatch a little bit more. So what is the thing that you like about Overwatch?
Is fun.
Besides fun, like there's a certain aspect to the game that you like. Like, is it the heroes? Is it the mechanics? Is it?
It's cartoony, which I like.
You like the style? Yeah, the style is a good reason to like the game. Yeah, that's a good reason.
Well, I mean, it's like no different than like, let's say like Rainbow Six Siege, where it's like different people have different abilities and whatnot. So
yeah, honestly, if if it was able to be played on Linux, I probably would be playing Siege over Overwatch. But I can't play Siege, so I'm stuck with Overwatch.
Before we go into a tangent about that, what about you, Ivan? What's the reason why you like Overwatch?
Well, that's what I'm getting into.
Oh, okay.
Is I'm only mostly playing it because it's one of the only games that I can reliably play well on Linux. Like, I would be playing League of Legends, but that also takes forever per game, and it's also no longer compatible with Linux. So Overwatch is kind of the only one. It's a fast game. Yeah, it's a fast game with some good competitiveness. I don't know. That's it.
Okay.
It's one of the only ones. It scratches my competitive itch.
So recently I was reminded why I don't completely hate Overwatch. This is why Ivan put it in
cinematics.
No, not that. That's garbage. Who gives a shit about that? Anyone can make a pretty animation.
The cinematics are so good.
Anyone can make a pretty animation if you get paid enough. Like that's not something special. You seen the Warhammer animations? That shit goes hard.
They do go hard.
Warhammer animations are fucking hard, and like if you see the gameplay,
I think Overwatch is like one of the
different.
best.
No, anyways, I'm getting distracted. But recently I watched one of my Overwatch YouTubers I've watched in a while, and I come to appreciate, because for me personally, I appreciate when something has a high bar to master, like something it takes a lot of skill to learn and master. Like for example, Rocket League, like, you know, those midair balls or whatever you do, midair tricks you can do in game. Yeah, like something that has high skill, rocket jumping in TF2. That stuff's easy to learn, but like it has such a high bar to like master that skill, and also movement skills. And what I'm trying to refer to on Overwatch is that I am a very, very big fan of Doomfist, because he is one of the...
Yeah, when you're great at him, he's annoying.
Disgusting.
That
like
and Ball.
And Ball.
What Doomfist is like the epitome of easy to use, but extremely hard to like
Mr.
master.
Fister.
And one of the best players to do that is Zebra. I watch Zebra a lot, and he is such a disgusting Doomfist. And it's like, oh man, I can appreciate high movement, high skill based characters, and to see that in play. Yeah, Brandon. Yeah, sorry.
I think another thing, just to add on top of that, is that with the vast majority of like the heroes, I don't think there's like one definitive like terrible hero. Like anyone can like be amazing at a certain character. Some of them are more annoying than others, like to play against or like use, but there's no definitive like bad hero with bad gadget tech. I mean, you could probably make some arguments that some are like lesser like useful than others, but they all like serve each other well. Like, let's say in Siege, for example, there are several characters, like majority of the characters have like the same guns and attachments, but their abilities, like there are some that are super useful, and there's some that like you don't even use whatsoever. You're just using the guy for the weapon that he exclusively has. Let's say, as an example, I don't think he's a bad operator, but Warden, like how many times are you actively using his gadget correctly and his glasses?
Not much.
You're just using it for like his weapon and like his like gadgets, like his like secondary like grenades or stuff.
It's to counter glass.
Yeah, sure, buddy. But yeah, I think that's why like I think it's interesting that like you can pop off as like anyone. Granted, they won't be useful in every situation, but you could pop off as basically anyone in that game.
Yeah, I feel like especially for Doomfist, like Doomfist he excels at being annoying and getting in there. Like, and there are probably other, like, I can't really say too much about Overwatch because I haven't played it in forever. But there probably are characters who probably do what Doomfist does, but easier and like better than him, because he doesn't require as much skill. Like, you need to put in more effort to play Doomfist correctly than, let's say, another tank like Reinhardt, right?
But I think even then, like a good Reinhardt, like actually like understands rather than just going willy nilly. But then, like that's going into like a actual like top like pro league level like thought process. So, But I do see what you're coming from as well. That's what I'm saying.
But that's all I just saw like another Zebra video, and I'm just like, yeah, maybe Overwatch isn't all that bad. I love seeing high skill with characters like that. And I used to, back in Overwatch 1, I used to appreciate Doomfist a lot because he had a lot more mobility back then.
Well, back when he was a DPS.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, because I'm a sucker for those types of characters. High mobility, high skill characters that you need to like know how to play the game, its mechanics to use correctly, like to its most efficient peak. Like, I love those characters so much. And if Overwatch wasn't complete dog shit, I probably would learn how to play Doomfist. Because I absolutely adore those characters. But yeah, that was the stroke I was having that I was so curious about.
Well,
big stroke.
Well, the stroke that I was referring to was you switching to Linux.
Was it? I thought.
Yeah.
No, I remember. I remember we were talking about, hey, I have something positive about Overwatch, and we're like, what? I Axel's having a stroke or something.
Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. I guess I had a stroke for both. Yeah.
Like you were brain blasted that I was switching to Linux, and then you had I had the stroke when I was saying something positive about Overwatch. It was a double whammy.
Never mind. I think you're right. That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it pretty much.
But yeah, that's what I keep on saying. I mean, I hate the company, Activision Blizzard, but the game Overwatch is still good.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
You can say that like about like a bunch of companies and a bunch of games.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like all we can do is just continue to play, and like we could try to voice our opinions, but the chances of anything actually happening are next to none.
I mean, I still haven't paid any money in Overwatch. I haven't spent anything yet.
Yeah.
And I will still continue to do so. I will play the game for free.
Good on you. Good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But switching off to like I think another thing that I don't think any of you two like know about. So do you guys remember the show on Nickelodeon, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about it?
So the original trio main characters like have their own podcast together where they talk about various things and their time on the show and stuff like behind the scenes and everything.
Okay, that's cool.
So as of recently, did you see the trailer for that Nickelodeon documentary for like kids like TV shows and Dan Schneider being absolute like creepo?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've heard of that, yeah.
So the character Drake Bell, the guy who played Drake and Josh, came out and told his story about his sexual abuse against various other people behind the scenes during the sets. And apparently that the Ned's Declassified podcast people were on like Instagram Live and started making like jokes about it and Drake and everything. But then like, oh no, we shouldn't be joking about that. We're sorry, but yada yada yada. So the backlash is like hitting them so immensely now.
Really?
To the point where they were this close from getting like canceled from like everything, and people are still mad about it.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's been popping up on my Instagram feed and everything. I just thought it was fucking hilarious. Like, wow, imagine.
Well, damn.
Yeah,
that's all I want.
Yeah, the whole thing about child actors and whatnot, and like how shit their lives. Well, most of them, how shit their lives have become.
Well, like, especially from the Nickelodeon groups, because like they were treated a lot better than the Disney. Treated a lot worse than the Disney people. Yeah, to an extent.
Like the whole Drake and Josh thing, how they never liked each other and all that. They hated their guts. They still don't like each other.
No, they like each other.
No, they don't.
They made up.
Oh, yeah.
Quote unquote, they made up. They did not make up. It is for publicity. They like how Josh is a dickhead, and then Drake did some terrible things.
Yeah.
It's like it's wild.
All that stuff was like, we don't need to dive into that because that bunch of stuff is like several fucking years ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
When I saw that.
Well, I'm more about gaming, I guess. We can talk about the Star Wars collection, how that was a massive fucking scam.
Oh, okay. Well, if we want to go into there, so I have some things. So, if people haven't heard, This game company called Aspire, they were kind of not really like a rework. It's like a re-release of the Star Wars Battlefronts, not the EA ones, the originals. That was made by not Respawn. Is it Respawn? No, I forgot who made the originals. But the original Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefront 2. And this time it's going to be one of those games where it's bundled all in one. So when you launch the game, you can play either Battlefront or Battlefront 2. And there's some improvements like the textures, some content, fixing any kind of bugs or anything like that. And they re-released it. I think I paid some like $28 because I bought into it.
You bought it. No, you bought it.
No, here's the thing. But when it released, everyone was complaining about a bunch of stuff, but I think they're over-exaggerating.
On the multiplayer side.
Yes. Everyone was complaining that apparently the only reason why they played was for the multiplayer, and I think that's the dumbest fucking shit you can ever do, because the originals already still had a good multiplayer scene. I bought into this because, first of all, I mean, yes, I could mod. I don't want to do that for this game. I want a plug-and-play solution. It sucks that the download was like 70 gigs or whatever for fucking a 20-plus-year-old game. Everything, or mostly everything on the single-player side was good. Most of the bad stuff was just on the multiplayer, and everyone was only talking about that. And I think that is the dumbest shit ever. $30 for a re-release, I think, is a bit much. I would have paid probably 20 or less, but...
All right, well, okay, no, all right, so...
But they fixed a bunch of shit. They used the console version of the UI, which, by the way, if you've ever played Star Wars Battlefront or Battlefront 2 on PC, the UI is the shittiest fucking UI you've ever seen in a video game, and it doesn't even stretch based off of your resolution.
All right,
I don't play multiplayer, so it wasn't a factor for me.
Yeah,
I had a flawless experience so far.
I feel like this is a bad take, Ivan. First of all, this is a horrendous take. So I don't
Roast
think you.
me.
I don't think you've. Have you ever played the original online of Battlefront?
I honestly don't believe I have.
You haven't. Okay, so
I mean, on PC, yeah, I have, but not when we had the PS2
actual,
or whatever.
Yeah, the actual like original Battlefront. So I have never played it either, but from what I've seen and from what all the other people seen, like they were massive battles. They were a lot of players that you fought in those fights. Like not to the scale of like PlanetSide, where it's like 300 people in each faction.
Yeah,
but it was like 100 player matches. Like these were big matches that you can do, and these were like actual Star Wars battles. So a lot of people were banking off of like reliving that old nostalgia of having those massive battles in a really good, well-run game. But what the problem was is that on launch, like a lot of people were expecting, some servers, right? Because I think there were advertising servers and whatnot.
Yeah,
for the original Battlefront.
Ones.
But there was only, I think it was like 3 servers. They only had 3 servers, and it could only accommodate 100 players with all 3 servers.
I don't think it's 100. I think it's like 64. I don't know if it's 100.
It was something like that, and there was like over like 1,600 players, 16,000 players. I mean, rather, that were like trying to play. So imagine that server capacity, well overdone, and also how they turned a 3 gigabyte game, 3 gigabytes by the way, into 60 or 70 gigabytes.
Yeah, that is the outrageous
part. Massive bloatware that they do. That was a crypto mining scheme that they're doing right now with that fucking game for $30.
Yeah.
So like that, those were like the major reasons why people were so pissed off. And also not even then, like even if you try to play in the servers were so fucking shit.
Yeah.
That it was unplayable.
So as a reminder, as of the time of this recording, it has been, I think, about a week since it released. And just today, there was an update that fixes everything. Or nearly everything. It fixed all the bugs, the stability issues. This dude, I think his name is like 100% Star Wars or something like that on YouTube or whatever. He released a video like Yeah, when it first released, he released a video and he did not recommend anyone to play it or buy it. But the video I just watched just now, he says now it's in a state where he can recommend it to people and that it's in a good state.
I feel like the damage has already been done.
I mean, yeah, it should have been it should have been a lot better, but I do think it was blown out of proportion, in my opinion.
I wouldn't support a game studio if they released a game like that. I don't care if you fix it or not. That just shows you that you're incompetent, and I do not want to buy that.
Well, no, I disagree with the whole. Even if you fix it, look at CD Projekt Red. Look at No Man's Sky.
No.
They stuck with their game and they made it good. I mean, yeah, it should have been done since the beginning.
I feel like those are two different things. This is already made game that you can just. They upscaled everything. And then you could just compress it, and then that's it.
Dude, I saw a fucking meme, and it was like, it was like new games releasing unfinished or whatever. Aspire somehow fucking making an already polished game unpolished or whatever 20 years later.
Yeah, they undid the polished game and then shat on it, and then sold it for people for $30. It was like, that's impressive. That's genuinely impressive how you did that.
I'm gonna still reiterate this. For me, I'm mostly just a single player guy. I didn't care about the multiplayer. And since day one, since I played it, it has been nothing but perfect for me. I had no bugs I had one bug. And it was the audio bug. So the one that I'm referring to is that sometimes at random parts of the game, you have this like one sound that goes really loud. For me, it was a blaster shot that just go really loud.
I was there for that.
Oh, okay, yeah. But that was it. That was like literally the only bug I've ever experienced. I played, the story mission. I played Galactic Conquest, which is the fucking reason why I got it.
Galactic Conquest multiplayer, dude, imagine?
Well, not multiplayer, but I just like playing Galactic Conquest.
Yeah, but all that on multiplayer. That's what people love.
Fuck that, dude.
Play with other players. Awesome. Interact with the community, my guy.
When I played it originally, we didn't do multiplayer, so I just did everything solo.
I have a feeling that you just don't like communities, like online communities. And
it's not the community thing. It's just for this game, it's perfect. I mean, sure. I mean, the multiplayer is not good, but honestly, I wouldn't want to play multiplayer.
I couldn't understand why you want to play a game like that single player, because you're just shooting bots, and that's it.
Yeah, you are. Or there's something called split screen.
Oh yeah, split screen with who?
Dude,
tell me.
I can play with Holly, with Brandon.
You
can set up with the Hamachi shit, and you can play with your friends. You don't need like your own. I guess you could make your own server, but
third-party software being used to play the game. Yeah, all right.
Oh my god.
I think that's the fucking issue. I think with games are like, people are banking on nostalgia, and just don't really care about anything else. I think that's the real issue. Is that like majority of like everyone nowadays are just banking on nostalgia. Like, oh, it's not like this. Like, I get it. Like it's not like the original, but like. Times have changed, man. Like I understand things just like aren't the standards anymore. You just gotta like live with that shit.
Yeah. So I'm not refunding it. I love the classic collection. I think it's good. Especially now that they fixed basically all the issues.
All right. Well, enjoy your crypto mining download.
Yeah, just like that. It was a pretty hefty download, but
man does not know how to compress anything. So I'm like, all right. Got to give them money so they learn how to compress shit.
I mean, to be fair, actually, well, I don't think it's a full 70 on my thing, because Linux, they do their own compression for their file system, so it's not as big.
They did their compression for them, imagine.
Well, the Linux distro, yeah. But I think it's good. People go get it if you want a good... Because like I said, the original on PC was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like the UI and everything, like it is unusable. But now they made it good because they use the console UI. I don't know, and it's seamless. You can easily get out of Battlefront 2, go to the first Battlefront, and just do that. Play. It's awesome. I love it. I'm gonna play some more.
It's amazing. Oh my god.
All right. So, but yeah, that was the whole thing. If we want to stick on the gaming side of things, I can throw in this. Fuck anti-cheat.
It's cringe. Anti-cheat is very cringe.
So the Achilles heel of Linux, by the way, for gaming at least, is all about anti-cheat.
When is it not, to be honest?
Well, even for Windows players, fucking anti-cheat is the Achilles heel for gaming.
Well, before you get into this, you've seen Pirate Software, right? The guy on the Twitch streams and everything. He was talking to someone about Apex's kernel level anti-cheat that literally did nothing and still does nothing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I didn't know this was a kernel level anti-cheat, which, by the way, what we're talking about is the Apex and the easy anti-cheat, not scandal, but event that happened a little bit ago, like a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Easy anti-cheat. First of all, that anti-cheat does work on Linux because you can play, it's on Squad and a few other games, and I can play that.
I think on Smite also uses easy anti-cheat.
I think they do too. But I didn't know it was kernel level because you can just disable it in Squad. I don't know. That's why I'm kind of confused. But for those of you who don't know, Apex Legends, you know, that fucking like Fortnite clone fucking battle royale.
It's a movement shooter from Titanfall.
Well,
the creators of Titanfall.
Yeah. It's a battle royale.
Which murdered Titanfall 3.
Yeah, rip Titanfall 3.
I'm still mad about that. I wish they did Titanfall 3 instead of Apex, but money.
But anyway, so Apex, they use this anti-cheat called Easy Anti-Cheat. It's used in a shit ton of games. Like I said, Squad, I think Smite, Axel, you said.
Yeah.
Apex, because, you know, it's probably one of the biggest games that they support. I think this all started because someone in a tournament was like hacked or something like that.
Mid-game.
Was it mid-game? I don't know anything about that. I just know about the other stuff. And it turns out it seemed to be someone was exploiting this RCE, which is remote code execution, which is the worst kind of exploit, by the way. Remote code execution. You don't even have to do anything. You don't click anything. All you have to do is have that anti-cheat or whatever installed, and someone can execute code on your system without you knowing. Fucking, like, that's a fucking urgent thing to patch, by the way.
The funny thing is like during the event, I think they were using public servers. So it was like a big tournament that was happening. And they were using a public server, and that's how they were able to get in so easily.
Yeah, and people were saying it's either easy anti-cheat or a thing with Apex. It came out, I think, a day later. Easy anti-cheat said that there's nothing on their end that would, you know, make it so an RCE can be exploited. So it might be on Apex's side. But until we know for sure, everyone's saying, like,
do not play.
All the security guys, no, uninstall any game that has easy anti-cheat. And Apex. Just don't have that shit installed because someone can remotely execute code without you knowing just because it's installed. Good thing is, if you're on Linux, you should be fine. Because to be able to, do Linux stuff, they have to do an entirely different thing. And most virus people, hackers, they don't really care about Linux people. So you should be fine. Still probably uninstall just to be safe. But that is still ongoing even to this day. We haven't gotten any word of Apex. Actually, we did get one thing. They sent out a statement. So at the time of this recording, it's Wednesday right now. So this happened on Sunday. And this is the response. They said, on Sunday, a few professional Apex Legends player accounts were hacked during an ALGS event.
Yeah.
The typical stuff, game and player security are our highest priorities, which, you know, it's not technically. They're just lying because they would have been patched by now. Which is why we paused the competition to address the issue immediately. And that someone posted that on this forum that was posted 11 hours ago at the time of this recording. So still nothing. So just saying, uninstall any game that if you have an easy anti-cheat.
Yeah.
That goes for Smite, Squad, Apex. You can go on Easy Anti-Cheat's website to know which games use it. So it might just be an Apex thing, but like I said, just be safe. Just do that.
Be safe. Be smart.
What was funny
I'm
is that
smiling because this is a thing to prove that anti-cheat sucks and you shouldn't have it.
Well, it's just anti-cheat in general. Because cheaters are still going to cheat anyways.
Level.
Yeah. It's just dumb.
I don't understand it. But thoughts, questions, concerns?
It's hilarious. It's
I just
fucking
find
hilarious.
it a little bit upsetting because one of my streamers that I watch, she plays Apex a lot, and now she can't play it anymore.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't.
It's unfortunate, but oh well.
Yeah, oh well. More video games to play, I guess.
Yeah. And I also want to throw in this topic here while we're on gaming. I don't know if y'all ever heard of this, but the PS5 Pro has not officially been announced, but it's been leaked.
Oh yeah, I was
crazy.
I was talking to my buddy about that. My PlayStation buddies about that.
Yeah. So this is the reason why I haven't gotten a PS5 yet. I was initially wanting to get a PS5 Slim, but then I was like, oh wait, but like it's been like what 5 years since the PS5 and Xbox Series X came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, around this time they usually release like a mid console generation refresh. So now that I know the PS5 Pro is coming out, I'm just gonna have to wait until that comes out.
Just like how we got the PS4 Pro.
Yeah, we have the PS4 Pro. We never got the original PS4. And I think that's way better. I mean, I still use it to this day, and it's been holding up decently fine.
Mm-hmm.
But do y'all know the specs? I have it right here.
No,
I forgot about the specs, but I know it's something ridiculous too.
Yes. So hopefully the price doesn't really go up. But
it's
so
going to go up.
Here's the specs that's kind of been leaked. So the current PS5, it has a GPU about 10.28 teraflops. And that's an equivalent to an AMD RX 6700 GPU. Hopefully y'all know that. For Brandon and Axel, you know how I had the 6700 XT?
Yeah.
For my GPU, the AMDs. So there's an XT variant and a non-XT. So the one I had was more powerful than the PS5 because it was the XT, but it was more in line with the 6700. Funny enough, all consoles don't use NVIDIA. They all use AMD.
This is crazy.
Because AMD is just better.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, so the PS5, 10.28 teraflops. And I think they said the new PS5 Pro can be around 17 teraflops. Which, at least on this website, is saying is closer to a 7800 XT. Which is AMD's latest GPU that released, I think, this year. But I'm looking at the actual specs in the teraflops. I think they're wrong. It's not a 7800 XT. I think it's more closer to a 6800 than a 7800.
Every time you say teraflops, I keep thinking of these nuts jokes. I'm sorry.
Teraflop these nuts in your... I don't know.
On your face, yeah.
But, I mean, even if it's a 6800 or if it's what these people say is 7800 XT, those are capable cards, by the way. Like,
it's super fucking capable.
Yeah, I mean, just the 6700 XT that I had, which is more powerful than a PS5, I could do like ultra settings 1440p at 60, or I can go to 4K on like high settings and get probably, well, I don't know about 60, but like 30. But this is without like DLSS or FSR, which is what the PS5 does, because the PS5 can't really handle full native good 4K.
Piece of shit, to say the least.
But the PS5 Pro, if it has these specs, it can do these 4K natives like ultra settings, which would be dope as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's crazy. PS5 Pro, thoughts, questions, concerns?
What I'm hearing is that console gaming's kind of getting better.
Yeah, we're at the point in console gaming where they're so close to PC parts that, it's...
You might as well just get a PC.
No. I mean, there's reasons why you would want a console. Like when the PS5 Pro comes out, which I think they said is going to release by the end of this year, like by the holiday seasons.
That's crazy.
But they're definitely going to be selling it at a loss. So when the PS5 Pro comes out, it's going to be, you won't be able to buy or build a PC at the same performance as the PS5 Pro is for a while because Sony is selling these at a loss.
Yeah.
Because, the dude said if it's a 7800 XT, hold on, let's go on Amazon right now. What is just the GPU cost? 7800 XT. I think it's going to be so just the 7800 XT is $530 when the PS5 Pro just might come out at $500.
Yeah.
So just the GPU alone is the price of the entire console. Or if it's closer to a 6800 like I think it is, it's going to be closer to $350. So you have some wiggle room for CPU and other stuff.
Wiggle.
Well,
I don't know.
To be fair, all these consoles are going to be made out of Chinesium, so.
Chinesium. Yeah.
So they'll have that.
Oh, that's so... I don't know. I really want a PS5, but now I have to wait for the fucking PS5 Pro. Which is fucking crazy. Do you think it'll be able to run Starfield at 60 FPS, like 1440p or 60 or 4K?
No.
I don't know, but could it run Doom? That's the real question.
Yeah.
Bro, my left pinky toe could probably run Doom.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing that PlayStation's coming out, they're coming out with their own upscaling system. Because
Really?
we all know DLSS, which is NVIDIA's AI upscaler.
Yeah.
FSR is AMD's. I don't think FSR is actually AI upscaling. That's just pure upscaling.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And then Sony is coming out with their own one called PSSR, which is PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution.
Huh. Interesting.
So they're coming out with their own upscaling, which is probably what they're going to be using to achieve pure 4K high refresh rate or 8K stuff. If they even tried to attempt to do 8K, but
I doubt they'll do 8K.
Yeah.
It'd be cool, but I doubt.
I'm tired of these upscalers, to be honest.
Same.
Yeah.
Can we just have a game that runs perfect natively without the need of upscaling?
No, Ivan, because that requires work and time and money, and people have to pay for that. You have to actually pay people to work instead of just letting a robot do everything.
Robots in disguise. Shit whack. Oh, actually, I think this article is saying the reason why they're doing this refresh is because the PS5 is didn't reach its sales goal.
What do you mean?
So it's measly. It thought that they could sell 25 million consoles for the current financial year, but they only sold 21 million.
What? Wait. Are PS5s available now? Because I remember when they first came out,
available.
Yeah, they've been readily available.
Okay, because remember when they first came out, a bunch of scalpers literally just stole everything, and no one was able to get one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone who still has a PS5 from scalping have making super little money now. It's fucking hilarious.
Okay, that's good. That's good on that.
Because what is it we were literally at Target the other day, and there was at least 3 or 4 PS5s in the display case that they had.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still readily available, just like the Xbox is, and literally every console that came out is readily available.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, gone are the days of scalpers.
All right. So let's wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching and listening, or however you consume our podcast. You can check all of our shit down in the description down below, or wherever we fucking put it.
Wherever we fucking put it.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say, fellers?
It's the year of the Linux.
Doomfist is cracked. Anyways,
I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later, stinkies.